Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be unboxing the Auston Matthews figure by McFarlane. Now, you can see I already did the Connor McDavid one, so if you haven't checked that one out, definitely head on over to my channel and give that one a view after you watch this one. Now, you can see the package showed up in a box, but then inside the box, we have this nice kind of just brown paper wrapping around it. Now, I was curious as to sort of why they did that, but I think one of the biggest reasons is they didn't want the plastic dome of the figure to sort of get scratched while it was in transit, because some people who are collectors don't open these. Some people just want to have it in the plastic dome and have the figure all nice and pristine. Other people do want to cut into it and open it and display it. So it's up to you. I'm not a critic either way. A lot of times I do like to keep them in the package. Other times though, this is an unboxing video, so guess what? We got to unbox it. But before we unbox it, we actually have to unwrap it. So let's just go ahead and start that. So take that off the top, and this figure should just slide out here. All right. Okay, very cool. Looks really nice. So on the outside of the box, you can see we have Mathews 34, and we have the little Maple Leafs logo, and that goes in the stand. We have the figure, and we have the stick. Now, one thing I will notice is that the stick here does say jet speed and CCM, which is very similar to what Connor McDavid has. I imagine they're a sponsor or they're a part of this. I don't know if those are the actual sticks that those players use, but for the sake of this figure, that's exactly what they chose here. Behind that, you'll see there's the base, and then there is sort of like this poster board beyond that. Now, flip over to the other side, and we have kind of the other side of the poster board. For the most part, they're the same on both sides. It just says Mathews 34, and it seems to be the same picture on both sides. So I think it actually would have been cool if they would have chosen a different photo on each side, so that way you sort of have a choice. It just gives a little more variety, but you know, they chose not to do that. I know some people probably won't even put the you know, this kind of backboard behind the figure. So definitely up to you. I think it looks really nice. I think it's pretty cool. So I'm probably going to keep mine like that. Now, if you watched the Connor McDavid video, you definitely saw that this is very difficult to get into, this packaging here. So it has like the kind of crimped plastic around the side, which just makes it really tough. I kind of wish there was sort of like a perforated plastic thing that you could just kind of like peel back and then get into the figure that way. But they decided to make us do it the hard way. So we're gonna have to do it the hard way. And these are not the sharpest scissors, so it might take a second or so. Last time I just cut across the top, so I think I'll cut across the top again, and then maybe cut down along the back. That seemed to work, or at least it opened up that way. So let's give that a try. Now, the trick is to do this without cutting the backboard. So wish me luck there. Yeah. Okay, this is going much easier than the Connor McDavid one. If you watch that video, I did kind of struggle. Now, when you cut the plastic like this, it is pretty sharp. So I would definitely suggest parents, you guys open this and cut this up, because I already just sort of scratched and cut myself a little bit on the jagged plastic. So yeah, not a fan of that, guys. You guys should have thought about that a little better. So, you know, for your next series, see if you can make it a little simpler to open up. Also, having to do this, you want to be careful not to scratch the backboard itself. So I would definitely, you know, make sure you take care with that. So I'm just going to cut all the way around, because I think that'll be the easiest way to go. Okay, then let's pull out the backboard here. So as you can see, we have Mathews 34, and then this picture, and then we have pretty much the same thing, and it's just a picture just you know, a little farther away with Mathews and 34. So good picture. It's just him smiling. I do wish they would have chosen maybe a different picture for each side. That would have just given a little variety to it. But otherwise, pretty cool background. Then we are going to get into the base plate next, and this has its own kind of plastic you know, dome around it just to kind of hold it in place. There is a lip here, so you know, nothing's loose, nothing's gonna like jostle around and whatnot, which is nice because you know, these are being shipped all over the country and maybe even all over the world. So pop this off. And again, you can see Matthews and the Toronto Maple Leafs logo here. It does look like the pin for the skate, which is where the figure goes in, kind of cuts into the logo a little bit, cuts off the L. Small little thing, but you know, they could have maybe positioned that a little differently, but whatever. Move that up there. And now I'm going to take the figure out. This to the side. And so here we have this little kind of sign of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and then we have his stick, and then we have the figure itself. So take the this off. And this just goes in the base here, which is kind of cool. I mean, you know, that's just a nice little thing. I'm curious if sort of the platinum and the gold editions, do they have different color logo, or does it say platinum or gold? You know, because there are different variants for these figures, so maybe they did something a little different there, but I can't speak to that. So now we're gonna get the stick out. And again, CCM jet speed for the stick. Has some nice bend and flexibility, which is, you know, kind of cool. And then the figure itself is, he's kind of strapped in here. There's a little like kind of plastic band going across his waist. So I will cut into that carefully, not to scratch the figure. Let me just pull this out. Again, these figures are pretty solid. They don't articulate, none of the joints move or anything, so this is the position that your figure is going to be in. Really nice detail. Again, we got his number on the helmet, CCM. He's got his visor, which definitely looks like he's a visor player and he wears. Helmet does not come off. I think overall, I think it looks like him. I know that's always the biggest thing, right? It's like, does it actually look like the player? And a lot of people really can criticize that. They did with the NBA players by Hasbro. I thought they did a good job. I think this looks enough like Auston Matthews. Very cool that it's got the A on his chest as the assistant captain, so I like that little detail there. And it's even got the laces kind of on his jersey that go near the neck. So again, good attention to detail. Flip over to the back, and we have kind of a cool sort of, I guess, wrinkle to the jersey, and you can see the white stripe kind of wrinkles with it as well. Yeah, I don't know, sort of interesting with the paint job. It kind of tapers off and whatnot, but I think it looks decent. Again, it's just sort of like kind of one of those detail things. We have Mathews on the back, number 34. It's kind of cool. They do use, it looks like a couple different types of paint. That the helmet itself, you might be able to see is really glossy, whereas the jersey and whatnot has a little more of a matte finish to it. CCM on the gloves, and then we have the black CCM skates with the peg for the figure to go in the base. So I will put the stick in his hands, and again, the stick doesn't really snap in. You have to slide it in through his hand, and then his stick, it looks like goes, it has a sort of like this little spot where it just kind of rests in, and you can see there's like, maybe you can see it, there's a little indent on the inside of his elbow for the stick to kind of rest in, because then you don't want the stick falling out. Like you know, if the figure's standing up like this and the you know, and the stick is falling out all the time, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, I think this looks really nice. You know, I'm going to put the backboard in. I'm going to go this way with the bigger picture for him. So overall, I really like this figure a lot. You know, you'll see the Connor McDavid figure has a little more color variation. This one is pretty much just blue and white. Now I know that's sort of the Maple Leafs colors, but you know, the figure maybe doesn't pop against the background as much as I would like, and it maybe as much as the Connor McDavid one does. So that's one thing to look out for with the other figures. I imagine Sidney Crosby will probably be the same because I think they have the darker jerseys. So the lighter or the whiter jerseys or alternate jerseys might actually be the way to go. So let me know what you guys think of the Auston Matthews figure. Check out the Connor McDavid video, and I also got Sidney Crosby on the way. Thanks for watching.